So measuring your husband's love for you, that's kind of an interesting topic, isn't it? And the way to do that is based on very interesting scientific ideas. But the reason why we're doing this video isn't so you could feel confident or feel insecure. The reason we're doing this is so you begin to see that there's a process to build your marriage, to reimagine your marriage and turn it into that which you always wanted, right? Which is a blissful marriage, incomparable joy between you, floating like you did from the very beginning. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. And we founded the Marriage Foundation. I used to be a divorce mediator. We founded the Marriage Foundation because I developed these methods, these principles, these techniques in order for people to have a great marriage. Before 2001, you're not going to believe this, I was a divorce mediator. I was in the dark side. God forgive me. And now we're saving marriages. So how do you measure your husband's love for you? By his simple actions. You know, if you really want to reduce man to a simple term, the word is simple. Men are simple creatures. It's like they say what they mean, usually unless they have something to hide. They hear things in a very simple way. They're not complicated. Women are very complicated. I used to describe to my clients when I was developing all this, I would say, a man's mind, if you could open up his mind and see what's in there, you would see blocks and cubes and pyramids and lines up and down or crisscrossing, but everything is pretty straightforward. A woman's mind, if you open it up, you're going to see boiling spaghetti. Isn't it true? Who understands a woman? Raise your hand. You don't, and you're a woman. And this is just the truth. And the thing about a woman and a man that brings them together is that the woman depends on the man for this sort of balancing, for this grounding. And I don't care how, man attributes you have as a woman, you still have these tendencies. And a man seeks a woman because men can barely feel love without his wife. And unfortunately, what has happened in our society, it's become so disjointed. And women have been trained to be more like men. How dumb is that? And men have been trained to see women as sex objects. And that's worse than dumb. It's downright stupid. Because a woman is not a sex object. And a man who's married to a woman doesn't want his wife to be a sex object, but he has been trained to see her this way. So unless the two of you, or at least you, begin the process of creating this bond of liquid love between you, liquid love, isn't that a beautiful thought? When you create that bond of liquid love between you, and you start swimming in this ocean of love, then it's happening. And when your husband starts feeling that love, he starts changing. He starts appreciating it. And this is the first measure of love. His appreciation for you. And you know it shows up because he says so. I really appreciate you. Now, there's some men who have heard this. Tell your wife you appreciate her. Well, we're not talking about that because you'll see through that. When men come to us, I tell them, don't be phony. You need to truly learn to appreciate your wife. And I say to women too who come to us and who even take our course, the course that we have, it's all about reimagining your marriage, but it begins with reimagining yourself, teaching you as a woman how to be that love. And what happens is some women misinterpret that and they start expressing love. Oh, honey, da 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 da. it's phony. Unless you're feeling it, it's not going to come across as real, as sincere. And your husband will see right through and he'll go, oh yeah, she wants something. She wants to go buy some shoes. She's going to ask me for whatever it is. So the first way he expresses his love to measure is through appreciation. But if it's not there, how is he going to do that? So a lot of women say, yeah, he really doesn't appreciate me. I'm sorry, he really doesn't appreciate, whatever, I can't do that. So if he's not appreciating you, it's because he's not feeling that love from you. And if you pretend to love, you start dressing nice for him, you be kissy and lovey-dovey when you're not, he's going to see through it. The other way that he shows his love for you is by doing things for you. Do you remember when you first got together and he would buy you flowers, he would write you notes, he would text you all the time? That's it. But do you remember how you were back in those days? You were sweet, right? You never looked at him like this. You never criticized him. You never complained to him. You were even careful not to complain about other people to him. You were on your best behavior. And some women say, well, yeah, that was in the beginning. Of course I was on my best behavior. And I tell them this. I say, look, that was a part of you that is there. That is not a part of you that you created to get his attention and to get him to fall in love with you. That's who you are. You just have to go back to restoring that part of you. Why? Because it's so respectful. It's letting him know that he's worth it. And then you'll start getting the appreciation. You'll start getting the gifts. The next thing that you will get is hyper consideration, where he's so considerate of you. He doesn't want you to lift anything heavy. He doesn't want you to work harder than is possible. He doesn't want you to do more than you're delighted to do, right? The problem is, again, when you start showing your love, when you start treating him as if he's the only man who's ever lived, he's not going to feel the desire. He's not going to be compelled to be so considerate of you. But those are the measures. Those are the measures. Appreciation, consideration, admiration. These are all just, it's like looking at an ocean and going, okay, how do I know it's an ocean? Well, it smells like an ocean, it feels like an ocean, it's wet like an ocean, so I know it's an ocean. And that's how you should be the love of his life by being the love of his life. Isn't it all beautiful? It really is. Marriage is amazing when we understand it. It's not any of our fault that we don't understand marriage because we're not taught it. Where did we learn how to be married? By watching sitcoms on TV, by reading novels, by reading magazine articles? It's all nonsense. And now what we do is we can read what therapists say about this and about that and the 6 rules of this and that. It's way off track. You want to get on track. If you've had enough, just like the video, subscribe to the video, and God bless you. But if you want to hear about what we have, our offerings that are behind the paywall, then stay tuned. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation to be of service to you and your marriage. Now, if your marriage is doing okay, but you could use a little help, you can just watch these videos. It's free. Or you could read my articles. They're free. Or you could take the next step. Get one of my books. We have 2 books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and the other is Breaking the Cycle. And the only difference is one is a little more complicated because I wrote Breaking the Cycle for when I started to train marriage counselors into our system. Now, if your marriage is really like, oh my God, I don't know how long I could take this, then by all means, don't worry about the money. There's plans that start for less than $10 a week. Get the online course. We have one for women and we have one for men. They're both spectacular. And if both of you, and it's rare, but go to our website. And if your spouse wants to sign up too, they can, but later. First, you find out what it's all about. One thing I promise you is within days or weeks at the most, you will be blown away by the amazing changes that are happening already. God bless you. And please like this video, but more importantly, subscribe so you can get this entire series of the toxins that hit your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you and take care.